Theo, what tools are you using in Dayton for measuring resident feedback during COVID?
Well, we started out, quite frankly, we were wanting to get boots on the ground. We wanted our staff to get out, talk with businesses, talk with residents. And so we spent a lot of time trying to understand if our social media was working, if our traditional media was working. And to me, one of the best ways to figure that out was to actually
We lost you again, Theo.
oh, I'm back. Sorry.
Okay.
We wanted to actually meet with the stakeholders of the community and actually get some feedback. And so a lot of early on, trying to understand our effectiveness was actually just asking the question of those that we were actually reaching out to, not necessarily through a survey or anything. One of the things we did do was I wanted to measure behavior. I thought that was going to be a very interesting thing. And so one of the things we pushed very early on was we had just placed a cash handling kiosk for our utility billing and municipal court fines. And so we really pushed people to go to those. And so some of the data we wanted to see was, how many transactions and what are the percentage changes. And we saw a market increase. I'm talking like, over 40% increase in the use of our basically self-serving kiosks around the city, which was a big help for us in maintaining safety for our staff. Another thing we did was we encouraged our developers and contractors to do paperless submissions for their civil reviews. We incorporate and so we saw a very large increase in that number as well. And even as we reopened our offices and went back to our kind of normal operations, of course, with plenty of precautions, those electronic submissions have remained high. And I think that's going to be a permanent change along the way as well. So I think it's important not just to look at what, is our message getting out? Are we changing behavior? I think that's the big question is, are we changing behaviors? And so a lot of my focus has been really looking at in areas that we've asked people to be safe, are they being safe? And I can honestly say that by large leaps and bounds, the residents of Dayton have taken that message to heart because the numbers show it through our electronic means.
Well, that's very cool. So you're using kind of a multifaceted way, electronic as well as in person, for garnering that. And I agree with you on the whole notion of impacting behavior, because at the end of the day, during this challenge, this public health challenge, that is the measure, isn't it? Are you effectively changing behavior? Well, thanks to all of you for responding to those questions. I'd like to give each of you an opportunity, if there's anything that anybody said that you have a question about, just to see if, go ahead and feel free to ask each other anything that's on your mind.
I just want to say is that I think Zen City is a great tool. Very intrigued by it.
That's great.